So police officers will today join the list of frontline workers to receive the COVID-19 vaccine. It follows the approval of the CoronaVac vaccine for emergency use. Police Minister Bheki Cele, along with the Acting Health Minister, Mmamoloko Kubayi-Ngubane, will launch the police's innoculation program in Soweto this morning. In fact, that's where we find our colleague Malungelo Booi. He joins us from Orlando Stadium ahead of that event. I mean, it's about time, isn't it, Malu, that police officers are included in this list of frontline workers?
That's right, Michelle. In fact, what we know is that since, the emergence of COVID-19, especially here in South Africa, there's been about 30,000 police officers that have been infected by this virus, and nearly 700 of them also died. So, and we've also seen then, Michelle, police officers being involved in many roadblocks, trying to make sure that South Africans do adhere to the lockdown regulations. And today then we will see about the start really of about 180,000 of them, including support staff in the South African Police Service, getting that all-important jab, Michelle. We're not sure, Michelle, which one really they'll be receiving between the two vaccines that are currently being used in South Africa. That's the Pfizer vaccine and also the Johnson & Johnson vaccine. But as you rightfully pointed out, over the weekend, a major breakthrough really. We've heard that Sinovac, that's the Chinese produced COVID-19 vaccine, has now been approved for use here in South Africa. I was listening to the radio this morning, the reports saying, Michelle, that Sinovac is likely to be to arrive in South Africa. Millions of Sinovac doses are likely to arrive in South Africa just before the end of the month, and they'll be used by people from the ages of 18 and 59. Michelle?
And of course, Malungelo, there are going to be questions to the police minister, even though this is an issue around vaccination of the SAPS, about effecting that arrest warrant for former President Jacob Zuma.
Sure. That's right. It's in fact, Michelle, that won't only be the question that the police minister will have to answer from some journalists that will be attending this event today. But there's also the question about the violation of lockdown regulations in Kandla over the weekend. We saw thousands of people gathering outside President Jacob Zuma's home. And Michelle, and some of those people really were not wearing any mask. There were also no social distancing. And it raised so many questions as to why the police did not act and make sure that people adhere to the lockdown regulations. Remember, we are currently on alert level 4, and that means that no gatherings. And what we saw in Kandla over the weekend has been a complete violation of those lockdown restrictions.
Certainly, those are big questions that the journalists there will be putting to Police Minister Bheki Cele. Thanks very much for that. Malungelo Booi is tracking that story for us in Soweto.